morning everyone. It is Thursday the 26th of November. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. You've joined me for Around the House in 80 Days and we're starting today with Living Room Laughs. Now the puppies have decided to join me again this morning, Hector and Tilly. So let's hope they behave. They're very snoozy because they've been out for a good long walk already this morning. So here's hoping they just snooze their way through our session. Well, we're going to begin with our warm-up, so start with your toe tapping, making sure of course that your floor area is fairly clear. Now in the real world we are going to have obstacles around about. It's the way we live really, just to have furniture and in my case I've got a basket of logs here and I've got the toy basket behind me and I've got my hoover ready for one of our moves later. It's just the way of life. So being able to move with ease and flexibly, but also being able to know where you've got supports handy for yourself is absolutely fantastic. So keep going with your warm up, and if you're sitting, I'll use the end of my sofa. Same again, just keep that posture going. No matter what you're doing. And because we're now in week 4 and we're almost through week 4, congratulations everyone, you should be feeling that you can do this for a little bit longer. You can just maintain the movement for a little bit longer. The thing though is that it will come down to how you're actually feeling in yourself. So as always, work within your own capacity. But keep focusing on your posture. And remember to breathe. And again, if you're standing, it's shaping up to be a really, really beautiful autumn day here. Amazingly, I still have quite a few leaves on the trees, still waiting to drop. I really do think this is my most favourite time of year. How about you? What's your most favourite time of year? Now you keep going with your warm-up while I just check to see what our first move is today. Oh, well, why don't we just build this into our warm-up, folks, okay? Because our first move of the day again is our lovely twists. So our trunk twists. So let's just get a few of those going. You know what to do now. One arm goes behind, the other arm comes onto the opposite leg, and you twist and look over your shoulder, the shoulder of the arm that has gone behind. So let's build a few of those in. And remember again, if you're sitting, same principle, but you can use the back of your chair to give you a little bit of stability when you're moving round. So keep going with those and really enjoy that sensation in the back, upper back, and if you want you can just speed it up a little bit by making it one smooth, continuous move. Oh, that's just lovely. And when you're ready, come back into your neutral position. Get yourself gorgeous and stable, get yourself beautifully aligned. Focus on your posture, stomach in, front long, back long, neck long, chin tuck, smiling and breathing. Well, our next move is going to be our calf stretch, but we're also going to do our sit and reach move, which I've been doing with Jenny. So if you're standing, I will just use my hoover. My hoover is quite a heavy hoover actually, so it's actually quite a stable prop for me. But if you've got a lighter hoover, I wouldn't suggest you use it. I would suggest you do something like use a wall or a cool radiator, not a hot radiator, or the back of a good firm chair. Our calf stretch folks, I'll come side on so that you can see. For me, I have to take quite a big step because I've got long legs. In order to get the stretch, I need to take a big step. So I take a step forward, I bend that front knee, I keep my back heel down on the floor, and I can immediately feel that stretch going down through my calf, through my heel and into the floor. I hold so that I really enjoy that stretch. And then I recover with grace. Okay, not so graceful, I think. My trouser legs got caught under my heel. Changing to the other side, big step forward, bending the front knee and feeling the stretch going right down through my leg, through my calf, through my heel and into the floor. I'm really focusing on pressing my heel down into the floor. And of course, if you're sitting, your calf stretch is a little bit different. You sit with your beautiful upright posture, you keep one leg bent, you stretch out the other leg, you don't move from your lovely upright posture, but what you do is bring your toe towards you, and you'll soon feel that stretch in your lower leg, and hold it. It's a joy. Ah, flexibility, absolute joy. And release. And if you can, on the same leg, go again. And if you feel you've had enough, cross over to the other leg, and it's the same, you just bring that toe up towards you. I have a slight suspicion the hoover is in the way, so if you just give me a moment. There we go. And then bring that toe up towards you for that glorious, glorious calf stretch. But you are sitting tall. So it's your foot and your calf that are actually doing the work in this move. Although, if you're really maintaining good posture, then you'll also be feeling your stomach and your back doing some work as well. And relax that foot down. I'm going to move from there into a sit and reach. Now, for sit and reach, you're going to start again with your beautiful upright posture. Try to look ahead for this one because it is about keeping your spine long throughout the move. You're going to extend one leg, toes up, keeping your back long, looking ahead, putting one hand on top of the other. You're going to reach forward and jings, do you feel that stretch? Now you might only manage to get as far as your knees, or you might manage to get further. Don't be tempted to bend your back so that you can get further. It's not about the distance to start with, it's about the stretch that you feel and relaxing into it. Those fibres are just going to start becoming more flexible over time. Over time, you will go further. So just do the same on your other leg. See how far you can go. You'll have one good side, one bad side. And come back into your neutral position. And that move is for everyone. The sit and reach obviously has to be done from the seated posture. Now, well, I just did our next move, which is a sit to stand, okay? Now I did it without thinking because I'm quite high up here and it's quite easy for me just to stand up and then move off and get my glass of water or whatever. I'll come back and I'll do it again. There. What I'd like us to do today is to see if we can do a few in a sequence. Now, There's no magic number for this. I want you to do what you can, and that will be your baseline number for the next time, and you'll do a little bit more the next time. Now you can choose. You might feel you have to press off your thighs, but if at all possible, it's good to keep your hands out of this so that you're really using your legs to power yourself up. So you can do this with your arms. I prefer just to have my arms in a natural position and get myself up that way. And just see if you can do a few of those. Now my feet are rock solid, they're not moving at all. But if you find you're travelling a little bit, then so say you've travelled a wee bit, it is really important that you move back so that you can feel your chair behind you before you sit back down again. Okay? So as I say, I can feel it, so I'm just going down again because my feet are rock solid, they're not travelling. Sometimes if you have to propel yourself forward, if your legs aren't that strong, if you have to propel yourself forward, that's when you find you've travelled a little bit. And you have to make sure you go back, feel the contact behind your legs before you sit down again. So let's just keep going with those. This is a terrific move. Jenny's been building you up for these moves with your lovely jockey lifts, hasn't she? That's her favourite move, is her jockey lifts. How she gets that many horses in that house of hers, I'll never know. There you go. And up again. And down. Now you can vary it. Okay, you're getting so good at this, folks. You can make yourself do some sit to stands. You can make yourself do some jockey lifts. And then do a sit to stand. You can decide now that I'm standing, I'm going to do myself a lovely little squat and come up. And again, you're working those upper leg muscles. And relax. Come back into your neutral position, folks. I meant to say if you were in your seated position for that and you're not able to do the full stand, try to do the jockey lift if you can. And if that's still a little bit difficult for you, then work on these other muscles in your legs. And we've been showing you how to do that. You can work the back of your knee by bringing your leg back and squeezing. You can work your inner thigh by opening your legs and pressing your knees out. You can work your ankles, or you can work your outer thighs. There. So there's no end of possibilities for what you can substitute. Right. Our last move today is our tandem stance. Now, we have been doing, I'm saying it's our last move, it's not quite our last move, but we have been doing our flamingo stands, making sure that we push through the leg and keep a tall posture. But today what we're going to try to do is a tandem stance. And that just means we've got one foot behind, one foot in front. You may or may not be using support, but it's quite light, my touch on my support. Just till I make sure I've got my weight going evenly through both legs. I can feel my back ankle quite wobbly on this one. It's a great one for balance, this one. Just lightly touching your support as you need it. And when you're ready, you can bring the other foot in front and repeat. And that for me is more stable. So work for me to be doing. There's always work for us to be doing. That's why I'm just so pleased to be doing this journey with you all. I'm right there along beside you. There. And if you're sitting, it can be a bit of a reach for you to place one foot in front of the other. You might want to just take a half step forward and then maybe another half step forward and then a half step back and another half step back. It's just because You can only go as far as your legs are long if you're sitting. So although I've got long legs and I can manage to do the tandem position, the one foot in front of the other, you may not be so tall and you might be taking half steps forward, half steps back. Half steps forward, half steps back. Lovely. And then of course, the reason I've got the Hoover in the first place is to just do a few lunges with you folks. So, showing you it in action. Now there are actually two moves I do with my Hoover. The first is the one that we've been doing, which is our spring clean move, and I find it quite a good one to use when I'm hoovering. I'm beautifully balanced. But the other move that you can very easily do too when you're hoovering is that lunge move. So you take your step forward, you drive your Hoover, your back heel's off the ground, you're bending, and you recover and come back into standing. And you do the same on the other side. Step forward, driving with your Hoover as your heel comes off the ground, and then coming back. As I say, your Hoover is not really acting as a support when you're doing that. It's actually acting as an implement, a tool. So if you're not yet ready to do that, practice your lunges with a safe support. And if you're sitting, I do hope you still do the hoovering, even if you're sitting, by simply taking one foot forward, bending from your hips and coming back, taking the other foot forward, bending from your hips and coming back. All things are possible, so long as you make sure you've got yourself secure, balanced, supported as you need. That's it for today's session, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you again later on. I think it's Jenny you've got for the rest of today for bathroom banter and kitchen capers. But just as a quick reminder, while you're doing your cool down, our telephone friendship, health and wellbeing circles will be starting first week of December. So if you haven't already registered for those, please do by phoning our switchboard number, which is 0333 323 2400. 0333 243 0333 323 2400. There you go, I got it in the end. I should just do what Jenny does and have my piece of paper handy with me. Okay folks, have a beautiful day. It's certainly shaping up to be a lovely one here, and I hope it is for you too. Take care everyone. Bye bye.